right, the last day. I've got my themed coffee mug, my themed shirt to go with our themed boat. It's Saturday, about 7 o'clock. The locks don't open until 8. So we can't really get going. The first lock is only about 3 miles up the road, so not even half an hour. So I figured I'd come out and have a cup of coffee and explore. We still haven't been able to catch the video timing right, but there's been trains over my shoulder about every 50 minutes all night long, and the tracks are just on the edge of the canal there. It's not far away, and it's really loud, but it wasn't too bad in the boat. And as you can see, it's another beautiful day. Other than the thunderstorms we had the first day, this has just been a perfect trip. So cheers, and we'll catch up with you at the next lock. All right, quick explanation for how electric stuff works. We have two kinds of electricity. There's DC, which is battery kind of electricity, and AC, which is regular plug kind of electricity. And those panels can turn things on and off. As you can see, there's not a lot of battery stuff. There's a toilet, and then the water that pushes to the sinks and the toilet. Some lights, this is all these lights, and we don't have an accessory. And then this stuff is regular plug, and it only works if your boat is plugged in to something called shore power. You can also have a generator to run it, but we don't have one. So shore power runs things like the battery charger, outlets. So we have a plug down here, and we can plug a fan in. And then water heater if we want to take a hot shower, the microwave, which we've got on because we cook breakfast, and some other stuff, refrigerators. And so the stuff in the battery runs because when we plug the boat in, the boat is constantly charging the battery, and then the battery runs things like these lights. So I'll show you where we're plugged in. When you get somewhere that offers it, it's called shore power, we have a cable that runs from the boat here. It's actually divided in two because the air conditioner takes a whole bunch of power. And that cable gets brought to one cord, and we run this line up to the shore. We had this each night, thankfully, because it's hard without it. And it gets plugged into here. So that is how we run all the electrical stuff. Now, if we found a place with no shore power, it'd be hard, because then anything that ran on the batteries would be running the battery down, so we'd have to be really careful about what we had on. Plus, we'd have no microwave and no outlet because they only run on shore power. But that's how we power the boat. Just for some domestic video, this is the microwave working, and it makes tea. Right?
It does make tea, yes.
Not very exciting, but you know, who wants to just see boat stuff? All right, so we'll go through the startup procedure. We turn the blower on. That clears gas fumes that may have settled in the engine compartment. Should leave it on for a good minute or so, and that way when you start your engine you don't explode. So while we're waiting for that to clear out, I have unplugged the shore power. So we'll go down and turn off the things that run off shore power. And see, it's out now, so we're good. That red light is a blower switch. We can operate it from both places. We leave the fresh water and the toilet on in case we have to use it while we're going, because they work off the battery. This tells you how much is in your holding tank, which is where the bad water goes. That's how much you have left in our freshwater tank, which we use for washing and flushing the toilet. It's not really fresh water though, it's pretty nasty, so we bring our own for brushing teeth and drinking. All right, so we've got the blower running for a while. The next thing we're going to do is turn on our VHF radio. This is for communicating with other boats, but more importantly the locks. The lock channel is 13. We just leave it there for this trip because we never see any other boats really, and this allows us to tell the guy we're coming, or girl. It's been a couple girls. Turn on our electronics. That is what provides power to this, and then this unit is turned on by itself. That is a chart plotter map, GPS basically, especially for boats. Of course, it's made by Garmin. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is turn the 2 engines on. Ha! Nothing happened. I forgot. So the way that the engines work is by batteries to start them, of course. So we're gonna go over here, we're gonna turn the port engine battery switch on and the starboard engine battery switch on. And you can see that blinks and blinks while it's getting ready. And then eventually those lights are on. Now, come over here, make a lot of noise, and we're gonna start the engine. 1 engine started. Tachometer. All right, so it's not a great tachometer, it doesn't really work, but tachometers, both engines are running. We will leave the blower on for another few seconds. Fuel tanks, that one kind of sticks, but it's close. Trim tabs are the things in the back of the boat that keep the front down, but it only works when you're going fast, so we don't have to worry about that. Those are temperature of the engine, they're still cold, and oil pressure. So now I'm gonna agree to our nav system. I'm gonna turn the blower off. Jossie is gonna start taking off lines, and we are gonna get out of here. So we'll show you the process as we leave. This is the exhaust of the boat. The mufflers basically come out underwater. So Jossie's got that line off, but she's holding it so the boat doesn't go anywhere. I'm gonna untie this one. All right, give it a little push and then come back here. So she'll take the line with her. Always got to be careful these lines don't get in the water, because if they get tangled in the props, it's not a good thing. So she pushes the boat a little bit so we're aimed the right direction. Then we're going to step on, and we're going to pull that line off the cleat. And when she tells me the lines are clear, we are going to put it in forward. 2 engines. Each one goes clunky into gear. That's normal. And then we're on our way. So the GPS does give us speed, heading. We're gonna turn away from any rocks and things, and we are headed towards our next destination, which is all right. We're gonna document this from the perspective of the pilot. So the doors are opening up, and I'm gonna drive into this thing. You can see what a crazy frantic dance it is. Especially with a big boat. It takes a while to react to steering.
Alright, looks like we got hanging lines, Captain.
Okay, so once we get here, we basically operate the boat just by turning engines on and off. So we're lined up with the wheel, and now it's just engines. Good morning, sir. Got a good day for this?
Yeah. Oh, we can.
Got the line.
All right, we're in neutral. You good?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going up front. Good morning.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Nice and clean, too. They're brand new.
Yeah, this is the second lock that had clean ropes. We love it. All right, so this rope goes to the bottom, but it's not anchored. so I gotta grab it at some point, and you can see the fenders.
Click down, don't worry about it.
That's it?
This is just a small little pool.
Oh, the baby lock.
Yeah. This one doesn't take any time to fill it or dump, so.
It's been quite an experience. We just got this in Buffalo. We've never been through a lock before or on this boat before, so it's been a fun trip.
Boat for you, huh?
What's that?
Nice little boat.
Yeah,
Oh, is it a Trojan?
it's a Rinker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's got the Volvo Pinto.
Twins.
Yeah. Yeah. The only problem is if it breaks,
I know.
it's supposedly a smoother running system than the Mercury.
Well, let's hope so.
Okay, screw.
Thank you, sir. All right, so we
Drop.
6 feet.
Oh,
So some of these locks are how big?
30.
Yeah, so this is going to be a quick and easy one. So these ropes hang in this water.
And there's a sign in each one. We just never get far enough really to see it.
Yeah. So
I like our plan.
these ropes hang in the water, and eventually they get really gross and slimy. So I use this pole to hold the boat away from the wall, but also to hang on to this rope. Now, if it was windy or the currents picked up, some of the big locks they really pick up, we have to grab that rope, and it's pretty nasty. So I bring gloves to do that. We learned that from YouTube, like everything else. So I don't know if you can hear it. There's some noise down there. That's the gates at the other end opening underwater to let this out. And if you look down here, you can see the water line's already dropping. This is a slower one than some. Pressure washer?
No, air compressor.
Air compressor.
Yeah, you gotta strip these railings down to repin them.
What's wrong with them? They look nice.
It's getting some scratches.
All right.
Well, you get after a little bit at a time, it's not all that bad.
How many boats you think you'll get today?
We got 8 yesterday, which was surprising. We thought we'd have more yesterday.
Us too. We kept thinking we were going to see a whole crew because the locks only open for a week, right? And
Yeah,
Memorial Day weekend.
Thursday we had 2.
Yeah.
So I would imagine it'll start picking up. Labor Day will be the worst one, because that's the one everybody thinks they have a boat and gets the boat out
Ah.
at the end of the season.
We always think those people are crazy. We live in it until the marina says you have to take it out.
Back in Illinois, we used to go out charter fishing. That guy's family lived on the boat since the ice melted until the ice came back. They were living on that boat all the time.
Nice. Look at that spider. That's a big spider.
I got one of those boats next year, 82 Century Buccaneer.
I don't know it, but it sounds awesome.
Cutie.
Any boat that's named a Buccaneer's got to be good.
It was one of those, you ever see those weird ones where it says free? And we went and looked at this free boat. Really not bad. The guy said it stopped working, so we just put it up and never touched it.
Best price for a boat ever. Thank you very much, sir. So we just put the right side in gear to get away from the wall, then the second one, and then this is off to get straightened out. Back in gear, and we are headed out of the lock. Didn't hit anything. That was an easy one, huh?
That's fantastic. Nailed it. All right, lock 26 down.
No wind, no current. That's the way to lock. New ropes. Just use this video for every single lock and pretend it's a different one.
All right, drop it.
Thank you. Going all the way to Sylvan Beach. Thank you. We hope we're going all the way to Sylvan Beach. It's gonna be
Long day. So I think you should have shoes like this to have on the boat.
yeah.
I just think protecting your toes, I think they're just more sturdy. I saw you up there and like, shouldn't be in flip-flops doing that. Slippery boat.
I meant to take them off. Usually I do. Plus those are
It's wet.
dirty, and I got the.
Yeah.
I got. All right, so let's turn the camera off. We did it. Coming up on lock 25. We're probably not going to record this one. We've got a lot recorded, but last one until we get all the way to Baldwinsville. All right, we're at our first junction. If we took a right coming up here, we would take the Seneca-Cayuga Canal, which goes down to the Finger Lakes. Down here, but we're not doing that. We're gonna go straight and then bear to the left and continue through Montezuma and at some point get home. But first time really since we left Buffalo that there's been a choice in where to go. And there's the turnoff. Sign back there said 30-mile-an-hour speed limit, so we are gonna spend some time cranking it up in a little bit, gonna get the boat situated. But nice to have a section where we can go. It'll knock an hour or two off this trip, otherwise it'd be a 12-hour day today. But we're through the last lock until Baldwinsville, and then after that Brewerton, and believe it or not, there's something like 12 miles of water between Baldwinsville and Brewerton, and really twisty turning. So anyway, getting ready for the fast run in the Montezuma. So we're going through the Montezuma section, and even though the speed limit is 30 and our boat cruises pretty well at 25, we keep coming across kids in kayaks and fishermen on kayaks and rowboats, and if we go by them at 25 miles an hour, they're going to get swamped. So unfortunately, we're still putting around at 8.5 miles an hour. So we had really hoped that going through this approximately 25-mile section at 25 miles an hour would knock 2 hours off our trip, because obviously, if you do the math, 8 miles an hour, 25 miles, it's taking 3 hours. Anyway, we're going slow, and I'd like to speed up now, but there's a fisherman up there. So we'll putt by him before we let her rip again, maybe.
Both sides of the canal are the remains of an aqueduct from 1862. This is where the canal of 1862 crossed the Seneca River. When the present-day Erie Canal was constructed, they removed the structure.
So the canal they built went over the river that we're on. How cool is that? And they did that 100 years ago, and so when you look off here, you can actually see the canal. what it looked like, how wide it was. Wow. That's neat. Time to crank her up again.
Time to go.
Here we go. So to get going, this boat's big. We got to put these trim tabs down.
Let me get one picture for this. No, you got to record this. This is cool.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. How cool is that? Trim tabs keep the front of the boat down, so when we give it some gas like this, sure where we are, but huge camp out for Memorial Day weekend. Just keeps going. Holy cow.
Look at their sailors now.
And it just keeps going. All these people. Wow. Just out there. Look at that thing. How's that for a boat? What? Big boat. First time the entire trip that we have a boat to travel with. We can't quite figure out where these guys came from. They suddenly appeared ahead of us as we were going a little bit faster than them. Pretty sure they turned up from the Finger Lakes because we were the first boat on the Erie Canal today, so we got a partner now. coming up on Cross Lake, so if we have to get by them, and I'm going to try to get by them, we will go around them there. But we're not going too slow right now, so it isn't terrible. Arriving to Cross Lake, about 6 miles outside of Aldenville by water, probably 3 by driving.
From there, and we are crossing Cross Lake. Which is pretty cool. That's an island.
All right, we are officially leaving Cross Lake and headed into the Seneca River. And we're gonna next stop Baldwinsville. Maybe even for lunch, we're not sure, we're thinking about it. All right, we have arrived in Baldwinsville. Like 3 or 4 hours from our marina by boat, or 20 minutes from our house by car. Cool. And up here in the middle is a venue that has concerts called Paper Mill Island. Take a boat here and watch a show someday. Our boat has been following us. They're probably getting ready to lock. See the duck blind? Quick scramble because the rain suddenly came, so we had to put all the covers back on to keep us dry. But despite it being hot and sticky in here, we're gonna go start up the motors and see what we can do, even though there's thunderstorms coming. Well, of course we couldn't finish this without a little more adventure, so it is raining again. We're about to make the turn where if you go straight up here, you end up going to Oswego and Lake Ontario, but we're going to go this way, which takes us to Brewerton and eventually Oneida Lake and our marina. But right now we're just trying to get through all this rain, and then to make matters worse, there's a huge thunderstorm rolling in. We're not 100% sure what we'll do if we get hit with a thunderstorm.
Oh, that's not me.
Oh, that's a wow, look at that house. That's cool. Such a diverse homes along this area. You see these really cool houses, and then you see like totally other end of the spectrum, probably can't through this camera, but much smaller and simpler ones all next to each other. Anyway, we're about to turn off one of our last junctions on the way to get home. We're at the Pirates Cove Marina. They've got some real boats there. Wow. I didn't even know this place existed, but how cool is that? Anyway, we're trying to outrun the storm still, not accomplishing it very well, but we're doing our best to avoid getting electrocuted. We may have to pull under a bridge and tie off at some point. We'll see. Raining a little too much to deal with video, but we are doing the only lock where we lock up. So we're going to enter a lock that's empty, so like this. But I gotta go do this. Well, it's still raining and it's getting hard to see. That's inside fog, not outside fog, so I just been driving like this, just kind of hang my head out the window, and that's been working okay. Keep driving like that. All right, we are almost, just went through the lock the first time and the only time we locked up. So we went in and the water was low and it kind of churns and bubbles up underneath us and comes up. Getting a little wet.
We are locking in the rain.
We are now getting pretty close to Oneida Lake. So we're down here. We got to make our way about 2 miles to the beginning of Oneida Lake. And once we're there, we can drive faster, which will cut some time down. But of course, I can't see anything, so we'll see. But we got our raincoats on. Jossie's checking the weather just to make sure we're not going to get hit by lightning. And we'll check in a little bit.
We are ripping in the rain.
Thunder's coming! There's lightning! There's big winds! And I can't see where we're going.
Just following the channel markers.
Alright, we have arrived in Brewerton. Passed some really cool marinas that we didn't record. This is more exciting because we're kind of home. This is the first bridge in Brewerton, which is how you pronounce it. We're about to go under. Probably can't see it, but my camera out the window. And then after that, we are going to go under Route 81, and we are really officially on to Oneida Lake, which is where we are going to end up. Long trip along Oneida Lake. It's 18 miles or so, but no speed limit, so we should be able to do it in about 50 minutes. Probably take 32 gallons of gas, but we're going to get there. The only downside is that we have not just rain, but thunderstorms that are supposed to roll in. It'll be right above us, so we'll see. Don't want to get struck by lightning, don't want to get in crazy waves, but here we are. All right, so we're going to head under the bridge. This is Route 81. It's like our entrance to our lake. We kind of almost made it, except we got a little hurdle here, which is that there's a giant thunderstorm. And if I'm gonna put this camera back out, you can't see much here, but if I put it out the window, you still can't see much. Theoretically, down there is a 17-mile long lake, but you can only see about a mile because it's pouring rain out there. So we're gonna give it a shot. This may be also a 8-mile-an-hour run. There's shoals and islands on this lake, so we got to be careful. Anyway, crossing under Route 81, sort of the last hurdle before getting home, and here we go. Well, so far not so bad. We're able to get a good speed going here, and the visibility's not terrible. So I think we're going to be at our marina in about 45 minutes, which puts us in right around 5:15 or so. Today we thought we'd get there at 5:30, so all things considered, pretty awesome. And we got to stop for lunch. All right, that should be it. I hope I don't have to turn this thing back on because we hit something, but we're done until we get to where the marina. We'll record that, right? Right. Still ripping along, but the weather's kicked up even more. Now we're starting to get some waves. If you can see this. Stabilization may be so good it doesn't show it, but we're moving around a little bit now. Now it's like we're in the ocean. It's really kicking up. We are almost there. Here's our boat. There's Sylvan Beach. And if you look out the window, just ahead of us, that white tower is where we're going. Jossie putting on her rain gear because we made it, but it's raining. So we are at Sylvan Beach, our home place. Going in. Right on it. So Jossie's trying to tie off the fender hanging out the side of the boat because we're set up to do the locks on our starboard side. That's boat talk for the right side. But when we dock at our marina, we got to tie off on the left side. So we're doing all the fenders now. And I just thought that was a funny video. All right, we have officially made it. We are at our marina. could not record us docking because, well, it is easy. And then our new next door neighbor, Crazy, is in a rinker, just like ours. Same color, same everything. And then the one next to us on the other side isn't a rinker, but it's the same color scheme. So, and then we've never really been here before, but look, our dock has these cool styrofoam pads built in, which is great. And then eventually we'll run our shore power up there, but for now we are home.